uh, the imitation of Western culture influencing Indian values, especially among youth. So, from my point of view, that if we like Indians follow the Western culture, it has to be unity because when we everyone like every youth can follow that culture or that good value and has to be unity values. So, and then we can be like share your I agree with that. Like definitely there are good things about it. But like my opinion is that once we start to imitate, at some point we will forget our own culture. Like they would never imitate like our culture. Why we are so influenced? Look at clothes. Like we have a separate section in the stores, Western clothes. Which one do you love because? The Western clothes. So in a way, like when it is like too much of imitation comes, at some point we will forget our own culture. Like our future generation is coming up. We will fail our future generation. Like our kids or our next generation never know what our culture was. They will just continue imitating ourselves. Like I don't know your guys' opinions on like how you think it will be. But in you're saying that about the race, but in the Western culture, there is more have practicality to go somewhere, work somewhere like this. That we can adopt from there, from this thing. So if we go for Indian traditional sugar basis, that is more time taking time. Also, there are expenses so much. So if we use Western culture basis, it will be more valuable and more just normal thing you can go anywhere do something and like Western culture is if we adapt some of the things like good things like their education in their research area if we follow that thing that will be more beneficial for us not like it's a negative point for Western culture trying to destroy our culture. That's not thing. Like this type of thing. If I go for research, so we will get more value and more higher values we can get from Western culture. Our right. If we choose Western culture, that our perspective, it's good. If we talk about language, we imitate in Western culture. In English, we are cultural language Sanskrit. We can say in professional language Sanskrit only English. So I think we imitate that. If we any classes, if in our university also talking English very much. So no Sanskrit. So we know that Western culture is important in current life. I want to Ranjana draw like discussion. The thing is that yeah, I am a Telugu person and I belong to Andhra Pradesh. And it was like taking inspiration is different and taking motivation from them is different and imitating is a very different thing. So what we are doing is we are imitating their culture. So the problem is that we can take inspiration and we can inspire, but here we are actually more like we are copying them. We are just copying that paste. Man, we are copying them. For example, I can give my type example only. The thing is that I am a Telugu person. I can speak Telugu, but if I want to learn Telugu, I can't read and I can't write Telugu like professionally and fluently like how I speak English and how I speak like how I write English. So this is where it is a very much serious concern is that we should not imitate. Taking inspiration is good, but we are imitating. That's why we are even forgetting our own roots. Okay, if I, for example, to my generation or to my brothers or something, I'm unable to read the newspaper in Telugu itself. Like then our culture is itself is going. We are not getting any roots. We are not taking anything from our roots. Our roots should be there. We should follow that. And this is what my opinion. You will. uh, we should adapt things. Like we should imitate some things when it comes to imagine about food culture. See, none of our food are meant to be applied to a corporate world because once we are into a corporate world, we can't make a three-meal that lunch dabba thing. We don't have time to make it, so which is convenient. Easy accessible like canned food or something which we can make up a sandwich, it will be more convenient. So they are already adapted to that. But once we are a developing, like once we are a developing country, so we have to like imitate some things from them. When it comes to this like, kind of food things, or as he said, I agree the clothes. This is convenient. We can't like put on sari for morning, then go to a corporate world. It is time consuming. But at the same time, what I'm saying is like while adapting, we should have a sense like we should not forget, as she said, we should not forget the roots. We should be able to, like, if we are following it in the corporate world, at home, we should be able to speak in our mother language. We should be able to cook our food. We should, like, teach our children the clothing, the patterns that we should follow. I think you will have to tell about that, right?
Posting is not it's a personal opinion. Even if it is a Western civilization or Indian civilization, posting is meant to be a personal thing. We don't have to adapt to the Western civilization or Indian civilization. Indian civilization, we can adapt to anything. There's ups and downs in everything, including the Western civilization. We have to adapt to the good and research about it and adapt to the good thing only. We don't have to be blindly follow or imitate anything from the Western civilization. We should find the balance.
We will respect and we have such a good hospitality towards our relatives, towards our everyone, even our students, friends, everyone. But when we go to more of westernized culture or something, it's more of individuality can be shown rather than this individuality or this concept of me, I, and it's like more of there's no us or there's no we in Western culture, I would say mostly. And yeah, that is one of the concerns I can say. And here, even if I talk like people who are in joint family now, they know little, they have little concern about us, and we can think about everyone, right? So when we go and people, most of the youth are like including even like I'm from joint family, I can know the concept of us, the other whole family, what are the rules and regulations. We know that. But since this, what can we say, like family is getting separated and people are even the children are also thinking most like they're placing themselves on like at the first place and nothing is like no importance to them. The first and the foremost importance is like us. It's not even like it's not us or something. It's like me and everything concerned to me. So this is also one of the serious concerns that youth are facing nowadays, and they're not even considering everyone, not even their family members, not even their fathers. And I also feel like after some time, they're more towards this money-minded things. It's like only they things and they economy, luxury, everything. And because of that reason, I feel this old age home, this also, like what is that, rising up more. And I think this is also one of the concerns because of the invitation of Western culture. It was a good point, but I understand that if we follow that Western culture, it may not like affect fully to our culture. Like we always celebrate the festivals and all, like our cultural activities. We all are celebrating, and he mentioned that about the school education system, and it is like the foreign culture is based on skill based activities and skill based learning. But here we are only we are started now, like the skill based training and all, because it helps to contribute to your future also. So it is by imitating the foreign culture on education things, it helps us.
I want to tell something about her point about family. In our culture, family, we are together, joint family. But in Western culture, they are like after 18 years old, they have to like self-independent. So this of mindset, think about the mindset. This type of mindset will grow their independent, like financially, and also mentally they are independent. That's why they can show that much of luxury. So this type of things, if we adapt this type of things, will definitely beneficial for us.
One topic is parenting. In Western culture, the 18 years old boy is very individually, very empowerment in their own. In our culture, they are putting effort on my son is like that, my son is like 18 years up over, they're putting like a child. But in Western culture, they think that they're individual and they're like they want to know whatever they do. But in our culture, they stand up themselves after 18 years. So that is influencing is good in Western culture. So some parents are not allowing. In adding to my point, marriage. Marriage is an important thing. So Western culture they will living together. But in our culture, that is bad. I think at my perspective is no, but cultural perspective is bad. So that also influencing us nowadays. So we can in social media also we can see I am living with him for 1 month, 2 months, but our culture is different. So I think that is influencing little bit in current life. Like what she said is very much true. Like, but I think in some point I can like truly agree with her because imagine like the our according to our cultural system want to like arranged marriage is giving Western option that it is like but now it's now using the same in the thinking yeah I think this kind of integration the so-called dating. See, it is a good thing. Actually, if we communicate to like couple of people, like we can understand how human nature are. We can like filter out. We can understand if the vibe or blend, whatever it is matching. We can understand. Then we can like okay, put forward in what way. We should not like elope with this guy. We can like have a we can balance it out. We can go to dates like imitating the Western culture. At the same time, if we are comfortable, if we think this is a good guy, then we can tell to our parents. We can make them understand, then make it an arranged marriage. So everything, I think we can balance things out. What the deteriorating part comes up once we are imitating completely. You have some points on that to add more. Like, experience first day of class, Deepa, I used to the course. And some friends say that because my parents choose. In Indian culture, parents are choosing everything. Like our education, our marriage, our future, and all. Most of the parents, I'm not generalizing, but most of the parents are choosing our things and all. I observed that in foreign culture, after 18, they are independent, they are doing good and all, they are earning money and they are living their own life. But there is we have to ensure that there is an emotional connection and emotional bond between the family, friends, and other relations.
I want to tell about guys the brain. Like lot of researchers, scientists going to US and foreign European countries. Lot of in NASA like 70% are Indians, right? So these type of things happen because we don't have that much Western culture and that much economy and that much infrastructure. That's why we are our nations are trading to other countries because of the life luxuriness they are doing. Lot of going illegally immigrants also from India also they are going right. So because we don't have that much thing, That's why this thing happen. If we have that much thing, no brain drain will possible, right? So Western culture is at this perspective. Western culture is good, according to me.
Then intellectual knowledge at the same time, even Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, everyone gave their own educational things. The thing is, we are concentrating and we are immediately more on Western culture. That's the reason we are just not giving so much importance to Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore. These type of education forms. They even come up with Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, these concepts. Uh, then, where, like you said, right, like you all people said, like we are going there. So if we concentrate much here, we can also develop here and we can even work for India rather than being on the side and intimidating the people. If we teach our, at least from this generation, our generation, the next youth, the coming of youth can actually enlighten themselves through us and they can build India with the credibility and everything. I think to China point, she tell me interesting. I think college days we initiate our friends. So in my experience, my friend is very short top. I like that. So I will know that where did she buy and know about the details because that's the Western trend. So I think friends also influence the Western costume. So wearing, if she does a interview, we can go wear sari for interview. There is the criteria for that dressing. Dressing is important. So Western culture influences little bit in Indian culture, but dressing also fully imitated by Western culture. Yeah, I think how do you all of these things? That's true. Like, if we grow up to them, like, why we continue? Because we think that they have got something more. But if we are like grown and developed, like economically, whatever way, we are grown to that point, then they start to look at it. But like how politics thing is like too bad in our place. It's such a bad, like, sad thing to discuss, but still, we can make a change. That is true. And one point that I want to add on is like my personal thing. The language. We are losing our mother tongue because of this, you know, take an example of music. We all love the Drake song, the Taylor Swift songs. Like, but we are like forgetting at some place our Ishwar, Chitra have taken it to another level. But take like anyone's playlist. The prominent one would be the English songs will be prominent. So what happens is like the language will be like slowly it will fade. People will only like the kids nowadays. From LKG onwards, what if I ask a baby girl to talk something, they will be like first ABCD, not E. They'll never say E. They'll just straight up go for ABCD. See, from the childhood onwards, it is influencing. So only if we make a difference, like a drastic difference, then things can change. An individual person can't do anything at this time. But if we like come like together, if we make a change, it will be great. Like everyone will have points on that, right? And mostly the thing is like they will feel like most of the generations of youth and young people will actually feel like we like if you get English they will feel that we are more passion and like that and they will even think like cooking like they know cooking but they will act like they don't know cooking or something and they will say this is not as and this is like fully passion people and English people will not cook they will order. It's not that thing. It is just people should think that it is not passion or something. It's just for living. It's for our living. We are cooking. That you should take it in mind. It's not like you cook. You are not like a oldie or something. It's just for our basic living. Yeah, and if you ask any young people, they'll say, what should I like? I do cooking, what is that? Boiling water, 2 minutes Maggi. That's it. And if you go to some other area and if you stay away, how are you going to cook? This also is a part and parcel of Indian tradition. They're forgetting it. And most of us will eat some porridge or something, right? Some buttermilk, and nowadays it's getting more trend. Like we eat rice, water, buttermilk kind of thing. And now these American people are eating it by giving $10. And it is available for us free. But we are not taking it. We are going to some, what is that, sandwich, tacos, taco bells, everything. We are eating that and then coming to other things, influences. Right? They are also getting the, what is that, values from Indian things. They are also coming to our culture. But the irony is that we are going to their culture. So most of the young people don't know about these values and they're just drifting to that culture in the name of fashion.
I want to talk about your point, language. In language, we know like most of the universities teaching in English, right? This is in terms of our country economy or educational purpose everywhere we are beneficial for English because most of the countries wherever you go, most of the countries can understand English, right? So if we go there and talking in Hindi or Bengali or Malayalam, so they can't understand, right? That's our advantage. Like we are no Hindi. Like you just take an example of China or Japan. They are in their education system. English is not compulsory in China and Japan. So they have a limitation, but most of the Indians are going in Europe and America or Western countries. So because they know the Hindi, that's why they take advantage. It's a Hindi not sorry English. English not a it's an advantage, not a disadvantage. That's why I conclude with the point.
Yeah, that is true. Like I didn't completely go against, English language. I got it balance it out. Like at least at home, you should be aware of your own mother tongue. Not like completely push them towards English language or like other colonial language. Like we have to like make them understand this is our mother tongue. You have to know that actually. Make them grow. Okay. I'm just commenting on this one because we are interested. You guys can take it. Yeah. That's quite right. Because we have to give priority to our mother tongue also, and as a universal language, we have to know English also, and in foreign culture and all. If we talk about cooking, cooking also these people is just privilege for that. If I don't know cooking, it's a privilege. They're taking that as a privilege. If we they started cooking is important. If we food imitating food items also in our country. So like burger, pizza, like that we imitating other countries. If we are cup noodles, also we imitating their eating. So cooking also important. They imitating.
The food culture is very much imitated by our culture. The Western civilization culture, they have really burger, pizza, that. In India, they said it is very much high cost. We are not following the culture, normal food. It's, our youth is very focused on the ambience food and to put story on Insta and to influence by others. Maybe our in saying about the education system, we have good facilities and education system here, but mostly the parents are forcing to go abroad and stay there, so they have good. But it's good that they have the job security and other good opportunities in abroad. But India we also have it, but parents is forcing them to go and they have to be proud, say like, oh my mother, my country is in abroad, is studying like that. So they're very proud of that. Even though in India we should be proud of that. The parents is kind of forcing them to go and like that.
Yeah, that's just one example.
Okay.